Kolomna is our hometown.
What role did it play in the Great Patriotic War?
The richest history, events, people who changed the course of the history, it's impossible to imagine us without this. Kolomna has a factory called Kolomensky Zavod. It was engaged in the production of armored trains and it produced one of the most important trains called for Stalin.
The armored train had two parts, combat and basic. The warhead consists of an armored locomotive, two armored sides, as well as of an anti-aircraft platforms. There were four biaxial control platforms to protect the train from detonation. They were also used to transport the track tool and stock the elements of the track's upper structure.
The hull was a frame made of metal profile, sheeted with armored plates with a thickness of 45 mm. The armament of each side consisted of two machine guns. Crew landing was carried out through a door in one of the end walls.
The fate of the armored train number 1 for Stalin was tragic. On October 10th, according to other sources, October 11th, 1941, on the 174th kilometers on the Western Railway between Kolesniki and Kjatsk stations, it was lost in its first battle.
They didn't even have time to register the Kaiser military unit and ascribe to a part of the army. It means that on paper, there simply wasn't any armored train.
The armored train was tasked with firing at the accumulation of tanks in the Gzhatsk area. He had to stop the German tanks so that they could not break through to Moscow.
The engine was damaged. The armored train stopped, but continued to engage a target with heavy fire. But 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the armored train was out of action, and the crew began to leave it.
Most of the surviving armored train fighters were captured by the Germans and shot by them on the spot. A small number of crew members managed to return.
Every year we honor the memory of the fallen. We are very grateful to those people who, at the cost of their lives, were able to stop the enemy tanks and prevent them from breaking into the capital.
Thousands of books, scientific and artistic works have been written of the Great World War. The task of each author is to remember the history, to honor the memory and not to allow this tragedy happen again.